Hey, it's Mike Waters from Mystic Smokers, and welcome back to the shop. I want to take just a couple of minutes and talk about one of the latest products to hit the MysticSmokers.com website, and that's the longer door handles. For many years, this door handle here has been on the site, and I just have not put a long pipe style door handle on yet. I've intended to for a while. I've just been busy and haven't got around to doing it yet. Haven't really thought of a good way to do it. I like these door handles to spin. That way when you're lifting it up, it doesn't slide in your hand. You've got a good grip on it and it spins on the handle. If it spins in your hand, in other words, if it's welded here, and it spins in your hand, then you don't have a good grip on that heavy door when it's going up. And hot smoke, heat, grease on your hands, it's an accident waiting to happen. So whatever you do as far as a solution for door handles, make sure that it spins. Of course, this cool handle spring, the Lava Lock stainless steel cool handle spring, spins and all of that. But I understand that guys like a longer solution. They get two hands on it and grab it wherever they want. Obviously, it just makes sense. I'm not a big fan of a wooden handle. You just never know over time what it's going to do. If it could pop or splinter in the center and fall, that's a lot of mass moving that could either hit you in the head or in the face or the arm or something like that. But anyway, I like 1 inch outside diameter. I have pretty large hands, but even then, a little bit bigger than that. I could probably go 1.1/8, maybe 1.25 inches outside diameter, but that's getting big and it's not as comfortable for me to hold and make sure that I've got a good grip on, particularly when you have gloves on. If you've got some kind of meat glove or something like that, or if it's cold and you've got some kind of gloves on, remember the bigger the handle, the bigger the diameter of the bar or the pipe that you use, the harder it's going to be to hold. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about designing or making that sort of solution there for a handle. Back to the topic here, what I have come up with, at least at this point, so that I can take the handle off. If you notice, this is a 330 here. Two 30-inch doors, just like a 250 would be, and then, or 31-inch doors, and then one 21-inch door here. I like that setup for a 330. It's my favorite cooker, and that's my favorite configuration for the doors on a cooker. It lets you have two large doors, a lot of real estate for a very stable cooking. Of course, this is the hot end, and then I've got this small door, the 21-inch door, with the smaller grates in it that gives me plenty of room for chicken or whatever higher temperature meat that I want to cook over here. And you could do sausage or whatever. So basically you could have a long cook going on with brisket, butts, or whatever it happens to be. And then you've got a smaller door that you could do lunch on, chicken or sausage or hamburgers or whatever it happens to be. And it's small, easy to pull those grates out with very minimal disruption to the primary cook that's going on. So that's why this cooker has 3 doors, the one that I'm using as an example here. Again, I want these pipes to be removable. I don't know what finish we'll end up putting on the door handles or the actual pipe. In this case, of course, you could use stainless. It would be kind of expensive, but I can put use whatever pipe that the guys want to use there. And as a matter of fact, I can adapt to whatever size pipe the guy wants or the customer wants by making the insert plug fit that pipe. So ultimately, if someone wants to use a 1 1/4 inch pipe, where this is 1 inch, or they want to use 1 1/8, all they've got to do is give me the inside diameters and I will turn this to whatever it needs to be on the lathe. And I'll provide some close-ups of this. And essentially what we have is an insert, a solid steel round bar insert that I have turned on the lathe, and it fits in here. And then, of course, the door handle slides on the door handle bracket, and then a stainless steel washer, and the stainless steel cotter pin. And let me put my glasses on so I can actually see what's going on here. And I'll zoom in so that you can see. And then the stainless steel cotter pin. I like stainless steel hardware because it, you know, a lot of these cookers are sitting outside. They're going to get some rust here or there. Even though this part is painted and all that's painted, you can get some rust in there. And if it's not stainless steel, I'm talking about the attachment hardware, the cotter pin and the washer, it can bind up against there and make it kind of messy. So anyway, that's why I like using stainless steel attachment hardware, meaning the cotter pin and the little washer itself. So that goes in like that. And of course you can see this one here, and there's one on this side over here. So let me reposition the camera and I will show you how this goes in. So installing the free spin handle is pretty straightforward. As a matter of fact, it's even a little easier than the one that hooks in the center. All you do is take one of the brackets, and I like to put it together as an assembly, but you don't have to do that yet. Take the bracket, decide exactly where you want it. I like to come in about 1 1/8 inch. That's arbitrary. That's just what I think happens to look good. And I like to bring the handles as far down as I can, which puts them, if you need to account for this weld right here in some places, that puts them about 3/8 of an inch above this door band. Some guys may want to go higher. One of the things that you need to consider if you go higher is when you lift this door up, at the very top extension, it can hit against your wrist right here and make things more difficult. I like to get the handles as far down as I can. This particular cooker will not have a front table, but that is one consideration. If your table runs directly underneath your grate line right there, you don't want to be squishing your fingers against the table, if that makes sense. You want to be up high enough that you can get your hand under without scratching or hitting the shelf or table or whatever you happen to call that. I usually put front tables on the front of my cookers, but this customer did not want that, so here we are. Still, in case he wants to add that later on, which is a lot of times the case, I'm putting the door handles where I usually do. And that's as far down as I can get them without interfering here. Make sure you get them at the same height and that you get them straight and all of that business, which is pretty straightforward. And then I put the little insert locked with its little retaining system on the outside there. Okay, so all you do is take the pipe, slide it over this one, put the little insert all the way in where it will clear, and then I have just one of these little things with a magnet on the end of it, and I'm going to have to get in the way of the camera here where I can see, and just pull that little insert out. Gently, well, I like to put some pressure down on it so it don't slide back in, and just put your little retaining hardware on, and there you go. Okay, so even though this cooker is sitting up higher on this build table, it'll ultimately sit down probably 3 inches further. It's still easy for me to reach up without hitting my wrist here. I've seen guys put these handles on way too high, and they have to about right here stop, switch hands, and then handle the door like that. That's not what we want to do. So there we are. And that's what we want. And then of course, obviously we would fold the cotter pins over, but this tank is going to get sandblasted in the morning, and obviously I'll have all this off. So that's about as straightforward as it gets. These little parts I can make in any size that you want. I have chosen the 1-inch pipe for this cooker. I like 1-inch pipe, even though my hands are large. That the 1-inch pipe works out best for me because I can get my hand completely around it and it closes. A lot of guys like the look of a larger pipe. In my opinion, functionality and safety is more important than appearance. Of course, a lot of guys would disagree with that. And I have found over the years that raising that door with a hot smoke coming in your face and your hands are greasy and you're tired and maybe even had a few adult beverages, a large handle that your hand doesn't close around can slide out. And even the smaller door, when it gets coming down, if you're like this, it slips out of your hand, it can hit you in the top of the head and cause some significant damage. Ask me how I know that. So I like 1-inch pipe. I can make these inserts to whatever size guys want. So if somebody wants a 1 1/8 inch pipe, it happens to fit their big old mitts better. I can turn these to, as a special order, just contact me either through the MysticSmokers.com website or one of the Facebook groups or something like that. I'm pretty easy to get hold to. Just contact me and I can make these whatever size you want. And of course, you would use the same brackets. And this end, what's called a tenon on the end, will always be the same size. It's just this part that fits in the end will be larger. So, pretty straightforward. I can't think of anything else that I need to cover. Ultimately, I will be offering these in stainless as well if guys want stainless. This one will get it's called a hammer finish, I believe, painted with a hammer finish style paint. Makes it kind of dimply and it'll provide a little bit of a grip. I will probably even offer them on the website later on with that truck bed liner stuff. It's real grippy and super durable. So anyway, there are all kinds of options that if somebody wants to contact me, we can pretty much do whatever they want. The name of the game is flexibility. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. I can't think of anything else that I need to add. Thanks for watching, and if you got anything from the content, make sure that you hit like and subscribe. That goes a long way to moving it up the YouTube algorithm. And if you need any of the hardware or have any questions or want to see some of the hardware, make sure that you go to the Mystic Smokers, MYSTIC, MysticSmokers.com website. And I will see you in the next video.